My dear Vikingos, I do have something special for you. I have some exclusive pictures and content, B-rolls, and other stuff that I got from Alkid Games in terms of Dark Heresy. They also, in the meantime, released a VOD after Gamescom where they talk about what their Dark Heresy will be. We're going to watch that as well and have a look at it. But overall, in this video, we're going to see all the new material that is available. Potential, maybe new ally that they have low-key thrown in there. Could be wrong though. It's just a theory crafting here, and overall, just a first look at more detailed stuff within the game. We have some screenshots I can share. I have some B-rolls I can share, and we're gonna watch the new trailer that Alkid has thrown out. Actually, not trailer, but VOD about what Dark Heresy will be. Overall, in the design, I recognize a lot of Rogue Trader being here. So the level building, the verticality, and the light spiel is more or less the same, although I have to say, and maybe I'm just, even just fever dreaming here, the visuals look a lot crisper, the textures are a lot better, the attention to detail is, I don't know, stronger in this one. So I think they upscaled or upgraded the overall graphics for Dark Heresy. Overall, it looks fantastic. The whole light spiel looks amazing. What I've seen is when playing the Inquisitor, you have this kind of like scan mode or look at things or search for things, and you have this shoulder light, or either is the shoulder light or is an actual servitor doing the lighting. So I saw them move around with the mouse left and right, and the cone of light would go into different directions. I would love for a scene where it's like super grim, pitch black darkness, and the only thing that you can use is your torch to kind of navigate, looking for clues and whatsoever. What I'm also finding interesting is that we're moving away from being a rogue trader who has access to planets, unlimited resources, unlimited wealth, to an acolyte of the Inquisition, who is basically just, a pawn in the whole spiel. And I'm curious how that will trigger into, equipment progression, purchasing things, making character development going on. Maybe you get, I don't know, goodies from the Inquisitor if you come back with a successful mission, or you can claim stuff from them. What you can see here, although, is already an Aldari, one of the companions that have been announced. We also have our Astra Militarum. I can't remember what the jungle place was called, like where we have the Rambo miniatures, basically. That, if I recall correctly, were ridiculously strong on tabletop. All their shoveling. I think there's even VODs with memes of them appearing just with shovels, similar to the Creek people with the shovels, and just destroying everything. May it be vehicle, may it be whatsoever. I can't recall who this Psyker over here is. On the south, I would say either a Psyker or an Seer. And overall, definitely very, very strong Rogue Trader vibes. Just better, in a sense, visually. Exactly, here we can collect some clues and have these apparatuses of the Inquisition that kind of recreates situations for us to understand what was going on. I'm hoping for fantastic detective works. A little bit of like Eisenhower vibes, where you go a lot into investigation, less so much of battle focused, still of course being there, but I hope this whole investigation spiel and finding clues and putting the story together will be very intrigued and intriguant. Is that even an English word? Will be put together in a very nice way in order to, really feel that you are there, putting the clues together, investigating, or even coming to a false conclusion. Falls under, quotations, because, the Inquisition's words are ultimate, and if they say it's green even though it's blue, it's green. And if you say something against it, yeah, you're gone. Ooh, that looks disgusting. What do we have here? Looks like some flesh aberration, people being fed into it. Looks like some slum area infested with flesh growth. Any suggestions what this could be, or what demon god this could be a part of. Could this be some Slaneshi overgrowth things happening? Because Slanesh is quite much into mutations and whatnot, so I would suggest or guess it is that. Again, a lot of... this dude is not looking so feisty, losing his mind a little bit. Fantastic scenery, fantastic scenery. I love the light spiel that they do. I'm very curious about the expedition, the expanse, not the expedition, the expanse, when they're using Lumen from Unreal Engine instead of the Unity light spiel engine. And I hope that we're gonna get some more Warhammer games as well, once they have dared to go into the third-person approach. Some mining going on. There is one, again, two of our companions. Finally, an Ogrin. I'm hoping for clever statements of him. Something like, I don't know. Love me, Acolyte. Love me, Emperor. Simple as. And I'm happy already. And our Medicaid protagonist that also has been presented from the companions that will be available. Looks like some excavating side again. A lot of servitors down there. And here we go into inventory. Okay. Similar, very similar to Rogue Trader, what we have here. We have our wound system, armor systems, defense. I'm curious what the armor system means, though. Will we get now items that are degradable or get, you know, destroyed over time? And they have an armor limit or something like that? Something like, what do you call it? Not constitution. What's the term for it when like a weapon's integrity, you know, goes down and after a while maybe disappears or gets destroyed. Okay, we have 2 ring slots, amulet slots, 2 quick slots, I would guess is this. 2 weapon sets that we can put on them. Boots, hands, a cape, chest, head. Very similar to the Rogue Trader thing. The UI definitely got a nice overhaul and looks very sharp and crisp. Ballistic weapon skills are the same, strength, toughness as well. We're gonna go again into a D100s dice system. For those unfamiliar with the dice system and calculations behind it, very shortly, to not bore you too much with math, is... and I hope I'm not getting this wrong now, because it's been a while since I did the tabletop RPG with the voice actors of Rogue Trader. Is the skill check is a certain number, and you have to roll... I think it was roll beneath it, so if the skill check is 50, you want to roll under it. Or was the vice versa? I'm mixing things up here now. I'm very sorry about that. Please correct me. I think it was under, roll above, or beneath it. Something like that. And, yeah. D100 system again. This here, what I found very intriguing in terms of the combat adaptation and improvement is there's some attacks or some skills or some members of your squad. Armor could also be another version of temporary alternative HP or shield 2. For example, yeah, that could be also a thing. That's giving, like, you know, it will block the next 20 incoming damage before it's gone. I'm then curious if the armor will be destroyed or considered as broken and has to be mended in any case, or, you know, thrown away and changed. Because in Rogue Trader, there was a lot of, not necessarily garbage items, but you accumulate a lot of items. You could form them in some sorts of, you know, put them into the cargo and make them in a tool to be sold or used for reputation to then again get new items. I'm curious how they will do it in here, if there is going to be some working through the equipment you have available. Might give a new challenge to have things that break away or break off or get destroyed as they get used. To, you know, give it an interesting dynamic and have to force you to change equipment now and then on your character. There is the chance though to become too tedious and this back and forth change be too not fun and just get on your nerves after a while. But well, we'll see. We'll see more when we're there. Okay, they split up nicely in the interface as well. The difference between what I think will be here movement points and what I think will be here action points. So you have your movement points, your action points. Not sure how many points you can get, so I'm hoping the bar is not gonna get just endlessly big and scale nicely. I see definitely some icons that I recognize from Rogue Trader, such as this here that gives you more fire rating and lets you burst shoot faster. The run and gun thing where you can do another attack for the cost of accuracy for the next one. Wildfire, I think, is this one called. It gives you in general a new attack for free, so you don't spend action points on your attack. And I think was this Dance Macabre or something like that. No, I recommend this one from the Blade Dancer, where they were like jumping around and um, knifing everybody. Shout out to Kibella. We will miss you. On our current playthrough, she has been lost to the Dead Emperor. I think at least. We'll see if she reappears. Coming back to this, what I found very interesting is this year, the kind of like precision attack, what do you call it? And the precision attack then lets you specifically target body parts, kind of like the bat system from Fallout. It reminds me. I hope to see then specific gore happening for the body parts, and I also hope that the attacking them not necessarily just cripples them, but if there is like a body damage system at place, that for example if you attack an arm and you do enough damage, that the target loses that arm or the arm gets limp or something like that, and it can't use a big two-handed weapon anymore and uses it just with one hand and has a disadvantage on attacking. I don't know, maybe it gets too crazy into details, but it would be fantastic if it would go in depth into it. But reminds me of Phoenix Point, where you could pinpoint the exact attack direction where you want your strike to hit. I do remember they will fight Tau. Yeah, you even have a Kroot companion, a female Kroot that is part of a retinue, or can be part of your retinue. It's one of the presented members so far that has been confirmed. The collector's edition even has a Kroot miniature, and she seems to be some sort of beast hunter because she has like an pet animal that she's using. And of course, all the internet was asking if you can romance her. So there's no real statement to it yet, or at least I can't remember. But from the smirks that I get from Owlcat, I guess I'm gonna be able to have some crazy Kroot laydowns with our companion, if you're into that. But yeah, Kroot is gonna be there. Tau will be maybe there. We'll see. I mean, the Kroots are part of the Tau Empire and fight with them. If we're gonna see some Tau, we'll see. We'll see. The only thing new that I've seen from trailers and whatnot is that the Dark Lords are gonna be present. That'll be interesting. People low-key hope that there is a chance to have him as a companion. I'm not sure how different the playstyle of your Inquisitor can be in terms of like, lean into chaos. If there's, again, this kind of iconoclast, dogmatic, heretic approach to the spiel. But yeah. Overall, I'm happy that the combat itself becomes more complex with a little spiel like a precise attack. We have our typical dots for fire. Okay, we have a square-based movement, it seems. Let's have a look here. Can we spot anything interesting? This seems to be our Psyker that we saw earlier, our Medicae lady, the Elder, our Astra Militarum dude is up there, the Ogrin up front. Nothing specifically new in terms of, hidden sneak peek in here. Both some nice weaponry. Big mace, dual swords up there, heavy stubber. Looks like a las gun or sniper rifle back there. Plasma weapons. And more crude creatures that they are fighting. So, I'm gonna move over into the little bit of a B-roll that I got from them. Looks like Adeptus Mechanicus hanging on some sort of tech tree. I'm not sure about the lore behind it. If the Adeptus Mechanicus also put their people on standby and trigger them in order to become activated at a certain point, similar to the Necron tech. I'm not sure if the Adeptus Mechanicus are as progressed in their machinery tech as the Necrons. Please correct me if you know. I don't know, this smells like some big tech heresy, but they're all getting activated here. Oh, the music is fantastic as well. Corrective energo blocks in lower priority. Highest priority, protect the servo congregator. Proceed with the elimination of the intruders. Seems like a response to, yeah, to your squad moving in. Then we can see here some proper fighting as well. Big this just to the big screen. Some of the sound effects even are similar. What is new? We have full cover system now that will block line of sight. I mean, I think in Rogue Trader it also blocked line of sight, but I think under full cover you're also protected from being shot at and will get no damage. Could be wrong though. So switching to the weapon with the precise attack. And here we get an attack. So there's zero chance for mild injuries, serious injuries, or grave injuries. And the attack would disrupt its concentration. Interesting. So it's attacking the legs, it seems like. And it managed to do that. So precise attacks is what we have got new. Then here's some more exploration in the crude system. Ukata. The crude rends the corpse of his skin with his talons. As you approach, he moves his beak, catching your scent, and straightens. Hollow sockets gaze at you from his scarred face. The smell of death, Od Vaka. Good. We seek my mate, Ukata, a huntress. If you help, we shall trade. You said you were searching for a mate. Who is we? Sarakahat and the Fledging. And over here we got a clue. So depending on our conversation, we're gonna get clues to the whole progress. I wonder if you get then an interface similar to these conspiracy boards with all the clues and the connection dots, or even would be cooler is if you have a theory board where you can place the clues together and think of like, okay, I've heard of the hunters Sakrata, and they don't like the leader, and if I put these two clues together, it then forms kind of like a conclusion thing, and then you kind of like put your structure together as how you see fit it and come to a conclusion thanks to all of your clues. That would be an interesting mechanic to see it play, instead of just having unlocked an answer that you can click if you have the clues collected, because that's kind of like, yeah, it's cool to click on it because you found the secret, but I would rather like to see them having a clue system that you build together, and then it either works for you or not, and you live the consequences if you put wrong clues together, or have a different idea of what was going on. You failed the test. Nowhere in any tome of Xenos have you seen mentioned of their names or means. Perhaps they require the flesh of another species, or perhaps not. And with that, we have seen a clue acquirement. For a moment, it seems that there's intelligence gaze directed at you. The impression fades when a chunk of moss falls from the Xenobeast's mouth. Love the tune. What I will be curious is if these interactions here are also voiced, because they said every game from now on from all cats are fully voiced. Yeah, graphically this improved quite a lot compared to Rogue Trader. Get some experience. Let's have a look here. Turing crude rifle cannot be equipped because it can be equipped only by crudes. We have our typical, same kind of info thing where we have damage, we have armor penetration, we have our rate of fire, we have our bonuses the weapon itself gives. It seems to be some sort of sniper rifle. We have our dodge penalty, meaning it adds a percentage to the dodge chance, or it subtracts a number of dodge chance for the enemy when shooting at them. So it's more likely for you to hit them in that occasion. We have a sell price. So there shall be a currency, apparently, that we're going to make money with. Collect the door. A bubbling drink resembles a thick resin. Yeah, I will not drink that at all. And then, again, some checks on the thing. So, this was overall all the B-rolls that I got and materials from for Dark Heresy. We're gonna jump over to the announced trailer that they've thrown out from Allcat. But overall, this looks to be a solid moving forward in the WH40k universe. And I mean, kudos to them to leave it up with mechanics that work for them already and with tech that works for them already, instead of kind of like reinventing the wheel.
Shadows of the Imperium, every secret exacts a price. Be wary that you do not pay with your soul. Welcome to Warhammer 4.
I will block. I will stop here and there when I see something interesting, like this here with the cone look. I think this is kind of like our investigation mode, where we have to specifically scan locations or areas to try to gather clues or find out about stuff. Or miss them if we don't.
You do not pay with your soul. Welcome to Warhammer 40,000 Dark Heresy. Dark Heresy will be the second Allcat Games installment in the Warhammer 40,000 universe. Developed by the same...
Just as the previous one is also based on the tabletop rule set. Not very much in difference when it comes to Rogue Trader, Dark Heresy, and the dice math behind it.
In team, each title tells a completely different story within the vast and endless warfare of the far future. In Rogue Trader, you are a privateer, master of your own vessel with wealth, influence, and an entire sector in the palm of your hand. In Dark Heresy, you are an acolyte in the service of an inquisitor.
Exactly.
An operative with no grand armadas, no vast resources. You pursue your goals in the shadows.
A little nobody, so to say.
In a secret war against corruption from both without and within. In contrast to the uncharted Coronis Expanse, you'll be exploring the heart of the Calixis sector.
Bonus points to those if you recall traveling or being anywhere around the Calixis sector while playing Rogue Trader.
Once a shining beacon of the Imperium's might, it now rots from the inside, isolated by the Great Rift. The capital world of Scintilla teeters on the brink of collapse, and even the walls of the Bastion Serpentis conceal treacherous secrets. In this place, the darkest corner of the Imperium, weary investigators are driven by duty and desperation. Fear, paranoia, and madness shadow every step. Dark Heresy encapsulates this in a gritty detective-style story that unfolds in a universe drowning in lies and decay.
Overall, sounds already very intriguing to go away from necessarily the battle focus to detective work.
You will face the looming threat of the Tyrant Star, a mysterious anomaly, an ever-shifting celestial horror that materializes without warning, plunging entire worlds into madness and destruction, obliterating billions in its wake. Prepare to confront the sinister Night Lords, masters of fear who strike from the darkness, never for glory, only for terror. How are these related? It is your duty to find out.
I'm terrified by those.
Your convictions shape your path. Puritans cling to strict imperial doctrine. Radicals seek to wield the weapons of the enemy, believing the ends justify the means.
Okay, that's kind of like a hint of like you can be dogmatic or heretical, where you, as all inquisitors, use the weapons of the enemy against them.
Every choice entails sacrifice.
Nah. So this is what I saw where I thought this is a kind of like a low-key hint of a potential companion, a battle sister, because the crude picture in the front was your companion that has been announced already to be your crude member. And here we have now a picture of an Adeptus Sororitas, who's, I think, part of the Sect of the Rose, a kind of like very, very, very dogmatic and heretical, not heretical, but very religious subsector or subclass or subsect of the Adeptus Sororitas. Could this be kind of like a hint that we're getting a very melee-focused companion of the Adeptus Sororitas? And of course, I'll ask the question and put it on into the internet that everybody wants to know and ask is she a potential romanceable companion? From the looks of it, she looks a lot older, whatever that means in terms of Warhammer 40k. You never know how old you actually are if you just look at Heinrichs, for example, who is, I don't know, I think a few hundred years old, so thanks to his biomancy that he's doing. But I think this might be a potential new ally. The only difference is that
the ends justify the means.
If you look at companion pictures, and that's an odd clue for you guys. If you look at companion pictures, they always get a full body shot. There's always like full body, legs up there. And if NPCs are shown, they're always, portrait cuts whatsoever. They never really get the full body portraits going on there. So maybe it's an NPC that we meet, but I low-key hope that it will be a companion.
Every mark leaves a stain.
See, again, legs there for the Ogren.
Uncover the darkest secrets of the Imperium Nihilus within the Calixis sector. But do remember, innocence proves nothing.
Exactly. So here are the known companions that we have, with the Astra Militarum guy, the Medicae, the Ogren, the Aldari, and the Kroot. And I think that the Sister of Battle will be one as well. Could be wild theory. Could be that we've just unraveled a little hint that the developers threw out there and for people to notice or theorize, craft about it, and go crazy on the internet about like, oh, this could be or could not be. But me personally, I'm very excited for Dark Heresy. I can't wait. I hope they take their time with it. I don't need it to be out this year. I don't need it to be out next year. I need it to be out when it is done, ready, functional, and with as little bugs as possible. Because sadly, Alcat sometimes, or not sometimes, all the Alcat games had always a little bit of starting issues. But it's always hard with big CRPGs to, find all the little tiny bugs in the small Q&A team that you have. Because just of the sheer scope and size of it. Nonetheless, I'm excited for Dark Heresy. And you know it. We're going to have a full Let's Play of this here. Most likely two of them. One as an dogmatic character. And one as a complete heretical approach thing. I think for the first time ever, because normally I always go for a Warrior of Light character, more or less. We're going to go Into the Dark and embrace the Heresy for the first playthrough. Or maybe we'll do a vote. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about it. Nonetheless, thanks for tuning in. For those watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below, as it helps the channel and the algorithm. And if you enjoyed it, please let me know. Are you into Dark Heresy? Will you play it as well? Or is this a big skip for you?